What is going on, dudes? Welcome back to another episode. For this episode, I wanted to talk about something very special, and that is the release of Project M 3.0. Project M 3.0 was released a couple weeks ago, and I want to talk about it. For those of you that don't know what Project M is, Project M is a fan-made mod, a free download made from people who wanted to make the Brawl system or the Brawl game more like Melee. It has been 4 years in the making, and they just released the third demo version of the mod. And of course, if you like Melee, it's exactly what you want. It has fast gameplay, it has the one air dodge, it makes it more an offensive game, whereas Brawl was more of a defensive game. Able to string combos together, things you'd be able to do in Melee. So in the new demo, they released Mewtwo and Roy, characters we haven't seen for a couple years, and they finally have the whole roster available. They have included stages that were completely garbage in Brawl. For example, the DK Falls where it scrolls up, they completely got rid of that, and they just made it a basic stage with different level of platforms, so it makes it a viable area to fight now. They included a turbo mode, which is for people that like that kind of stuff. And of course, one of the biggest additions that I think is the coolest is the alternate costumes for certain characters, which I'll be highlighting in this video. Some of the characters that have alternate costumes for now are Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Donkey Kong, Wolf, Fox, Falco, Link, Toon Link, Mewtwo, Pikachu, Lucas, Ness, Meta Knight, and Rob. I wanted to provide some gameplay so I can show you what the costume looks like. They all look really, really good. My favorite has to be the Rob alternate costume where he has the Virtual Boy on his head. There's so much detail in it. I'll show at the end of the video. It's really cool. Right off the top of my head, some costumes I would love to see them do would be for Squirtle, having the Squirtle from the Squirtle Squad with the big glasses. The Mega Evolution of Lucario and Charizard. Those designs look really good. I'd like to see Sonic as Shadow. That would be really cool. And I'd like to see Snake in his Metal Gear 4 design as Old Snake with the white hair. And Samus as she was in Metroid Prime Corruption, where she had like blue armor. Or as Dark Samus would be just as great. So I wanted to talk about how I feel about this demo and about this whole project in general. Because I was not a big fan of Melee when it first came out. There was just something about the fast nature of it. There's just something about the sound effects. There were just some things that really didn't click with me when the game came out. I like the fact that they added a dodge, an air dodge, and a standing dodge. But I didn't like how the air dodge worked. It was just essentially one air dodge, and then you would fall and you'd be sustained to any damage that would come to you. I personally prefer the Brawl air dodge mechanic, but I can kind of see where you can kind of like abuse that system, so it has its good and bad things. I think the perfect balance for the air dodge would be when you use it, you don't necessarily fall to your death, essentially. When you use the dodge, there's a time window that you're able to dodge again, because now how it works in Brawl, it's you dodge, a few seconds later you can dodge again, and then dodge again, and then dodge again. So maybe if you increase that gap where you can't dodge, maybe that's something where the air dodge could improve and not be spammable, essentially. And instead of Melee's dodge, where it kind of looks silly, where you just dodge once and then just fall. Also, this mod makes every character viable, in my opinion. Every character has their own strengths and weaknesses still, but they have moves that make them viable. Like Bowser is such a powerhouse in this mod, which he should be. He's freaking Bowser. Link, his recovery and his moves are more quick. For Fox, they got rid of the fact that you can juggle an opponent with his tilt up. It was like a kick in the air. You could just juggle him until it had like 50% damage. So they got rid of that. It's just kind of like a one thing now. You just get like a few hits. For DK, they gave him a roll. You run up and you press A and he kind of does a roll like he would in his games. So it's stuff that makes sense for the characters and stuff that really helps them become their own unique characters. And when you played Melee, every character was not viable. Like it was either Fox or Marth or Falco in that game to be good in the competitive level. If you were playing Link, or really any other character versus like Fox or Falco, you'd be destroyed. So based on my opinion on Melee, I really feel that this mod really gets me excited about playing a Melee style game because of the work they've done with the characters. I mean, they have Squirtle, they have Ivysaur, they have Charizard alone now, which I think is a great thing because using them in Tangent is an interesting character for Brawl, but you know, at the end of the day, you just kind of wanted to use Squirtle's full potential or, you know, whoever's full potential. So I like that they did that here. Just small things like that. And of course, it's really cool to see the N64 stages back, to see how the characters now with their new models and their new looks, how they would play in those arenas. And for characters, I'll talk a little bit about the characters I've been messing around with. So I'll start with Mario. Mario is very much like his Melee counterpart. He has no flood anymore. His tornado is back to the way it was, where it could like float you in the air a little bit. His forward A now is really good. It can kill. It doesn't even have to spike anyone. It can just kill, like if you're at a high enough percentage. His fireballs, they seem to go a little farther and they seem to be a little bit better. I really like the new sound effect they use for it. It's very classic. For Link, they made his recovery float a little more, so it doesn't really juggle opponents as well as it did, but it helps Link get up more from recoveries. They have the move back for Melee when you're mashing A and he does like several pokes. I think that move's really good and I'm glad they brought that back. His up B, his little sword slash, I think is much like he was in Melee, and it's definitely able to kill at around 100%, so it's really good again, and it's not chargeable, so I think that move was garbage when it's chargeable, so it's a lot better now. And Mewtwo, and I didn't play Mewtwo in Melee when he came out, but he's just such a classic character in the Nintendo universe that I think he plays almost identical to Melee from what I recall. He's able to float, but I actually haven't been able to pull it off, mostly because I didn't know how to do it at the time, but he's able to float in all 8 directions, and it's just really cool to see him back. Pikachu, I think Pikachu has some moves that are from 64, like his back kick. I think that's a lot better than the little spin he did. And I think I'm really akin to Ivysaur. Ivysaur is really cool. I love his design, and I've always loved him in the Pokemon games. The fact that they gave him a solar beam, where it takes a long time to charge. You probably won't be able to use it in a 3-stock match if you don't time your charges and charge enough, but I think he's a really viable character. And Charizard. Charizard has been my favorite Pokemon since I have played those games when I was little, and it's really cool to see him be playable in this solo. He's really powerful, he's able to fly. I just think they did an amazing job with how they portray Charizard. And the fact that they gave him a seismic toss as one of his throws, straight out of the anime, it's so cool. And Snake, I really like what they did with Snake. They didn't nerf him, but they kind of made him not as OP. His moves in Brawl were ridiculously overpowered. And the fact that they kind of toned that down a little bit to make it more fair is great. And also his forward B stun gun, which stuns opponents, is perfect. It's like the perfect move they could give him, instead of that cheap missile that can insta-kill you anywhere. That's just my feelings on some of the characters I've been messing around with. I haven't been able to mess around with everyone, but I really like what I'm playing with so far. Everyone seems to have the same moves but different, so it makes everyone really fun to play. There are so many little details that they've given to each character that it's impossible for me to talk about every single one. So once you play it and once you see it, from the different taunts they gave each character to the way they throw their opponent, it's just great to see that attention to detail for each character. They really dug deep on the history of these characters and gave them their appropriate moves. And I think that's a great accomplishment. As far as the future of Project M, from what I understand, they're going to continue with new releases. They said they're going to do more costumes. They're going to reduce lag time for the new characters and the new costumes, because they give you a little notification saying that if you use a new character or a new costume, there could be some lag issues, but I'm sure they'll figure that out. They have said new stages, and it's just great to see what else they could do with this. Not just balancing the characters, but just what else they can do with the game to make it more fun. There's probably so much work that goes into making something like this that I don't think we'll be seeing an update anytime soon, mainly because this is the big update. This is all the characters. This is Mewtwo, this is Roy, these are the characters people wanted to see. And you have to design character models, you have to know coding. It's probably a lot of work, and I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see an update until probably the spring or the summer. And that would probably even be tweaks, and that's what makes this so exciting. Like, what else they can do. Obviously they'll update characters, they'll modify some moves, but what else can they add in a full demo version? Like, what will we see for demo 4.0? Like, what could be that big of a change that they would include, that they could release a whole new game? And that's something that excites me. So if you want to download this, I highly recommend it. It is a free download. I'll put the website link in the description, and all you need to do to download it is have a 2 gig SD card for the Wii, a copy of Brawl, and that's pretty much it. From someone who works in the design field, I just think it's so cool seeing a project that a couple people wanted to do, to see this available to the masses. It's such a great thing. It's such a great thing to support, to see people's creativity. So if you have any interest in Smash at all, I highly recommend to download this. Please leave me any comments or feedbacks you have, and if you played the mod, let me know what you think. Also, if you have any ideas for alternate costumes you'd like to see for any of the characters, please let me know in the comments. And I just want to take this chance to wish everyone a happy holidays. I'll be posting this video around Christmas time, so hope you guys have a good Christmas, a good New Year's, a safe New Year's, and I hope you guys stick around for some stuff I have planned for the new year. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.
One, go!